chant 3 times Haribol for everybody.
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
That was very soft. Loudly.
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
So I like the format of all the three, where there was mind and intelligence and false ego in the background, sharing what goes inside. And I would also like to add that all the devotees who conceived or performed these skits, they are so advanced that they forgot mind, intelligence, false ego is millions of times worse than what you saw. So whatever you saw, multiply million times. That is mind, intelligence, false ego. Then they are under the influence of three modes. So just like the first one, Aishwarya and Triti, that was very nice, where we are requested to perform kirtan, play kartal, and the mind resists. Mind resists from waking up till sleeping in Krishna consciousness. And mind wants, has so many demands and cannot agree to anything which is unfavorable to their demands, to his demands, mind's demands. That was nice. And intelligence, the second part, where there's a dilemma, whether to react to office situation or tolerate. And the Arjuna's example was very nice. Arjuna also wanted to quit, but he heard Bhagavad Gita from Krishna. So when we are in dilemma, we seek advice. We have intelligence always. There is two types of intelligence, GI and BI, good intelligence and bad intelligence, Subuddhi and Durbuddhi. So there is good knowledge, then we have good intelligence. The lack of knowledge, then we have bad intelligence. And always react in different ways. And then false ego is very subtle. We think everything is going good. My actions are correct, my decisions are correct, but they are influenced by false ego, so actually it's wrong. So these are very subtle elements and challenging to identify that we are under influence of passion and ignorance. So we should more and more take shelter of holy name and Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, maybe in one of the sessions I will like to speak more on this. Mind, influence, false ego, how they function in our life. And yeah, we'll have questions now.
For tomorrow morning's class, we would like to select first any words we like.
Yeah, no, we'll continue classes like this. Somewhere I'll add this. Stay tuned.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
In chapter 8, verse 17, in purport, Prabhupada mentions that even Lord Brahma, he gets liberation. So what kind of liberation is he talking about? Like, because it said that he has a limited lifespan, but because he's serving Lord directly, like he's serving as per his instructions, he also gets liberation. So what kind of liberation are we talking about?
So he goes back from where he came. The living entities are in the spiritual world. And by some miscalculation they come down. So when liberation happens, they go back from where they came in the spiritual world. Somebody may come from Goloka, somebody may come from Ayodhya, somebody may come from Narsingha Loka, Kapila Loka, Vaikuntha, Narayan Loka. So wherever the living entity came, it goes back.
And then when new creation happens, some other entity gets assigned the role of Lord Brahma.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
This
Krishna.
question may sound very silly, but I'm very new to Krishna consciousness. I keep hearing surrender to Krishna. I know it mentally, but with all the false ego and everything, it's very difficult to surrender to Krishna. So, on a daily basis, how can I, if you can give me some examples on how can I try to do, like, surrender to Krishna, like what can I do to surrender to Krishna?
Well, surrender means 6 things. The first is what is anukul, favorable to bhakti, I accept. Second is what is pratikul, unfavorable to bhakti, I reject. Say waking up early morning is anukul, so I accept it. Even if it is profitable but pratikul, unfavorable, I don't accept. And even if it is discomfort but anukul, favorable, I accept it. So decision should not be based on profit and loss, comfort or discomfort, convenience or inconvenience. I feel nice, I don't feel nice. Or mood should be based on what is favorable for my bhakti, I accept. What is unfavorable, I reject. So if my friend calls me for outing and it's not favorable, so I reject that. And some devotee calls me for a program and it is favorable, I accept it. So all decisions, we do so many decisions in the day. We take those decisions based on favorable and unfavorable. That's surrender. Second thing is to have this complete faith that Krishna will always protect me. No worry. When Krishna is near, no fear. Clear? In Hindi we say Krishna Das, Bindas. Krishna Das, Bindas. Maya Das, Sada Udas. So have this faith that Krishna will protect me. And if he doesn't protect, then nobody else can. Without him I am helpless. 2 things. He will protect and nobody else can protect. 4th thing is to know Krishna is my maintainer. He is the master. He is the maintainer. My money, my boss, my bank, my company is not maintaining me. My hard work, my skill, my talent, my degree, that is not maintaining me. My government, Krishna is maintaining. 5th thing is to be very humble and meek. Live as a servant of Krishna. 6th thing is whatever we think is mine, our possessions, we should use it in the service of Krishna. Surrender everything to Krishna. Everything should be used in the service of Krishna. So these are 6 items of surrender. First, accept what is favorable. Second, reject what is unfavorable. Third, have this confidence that Krishna will take care, protect me. 4th, know that Krishna is my maintainer. 5th, be humble. And 6th, self-surrender, give everything to Krishna, our time, our energy, our skill, our talent, our money, our possessions, in the service of Krishna. So the day-to-day process which Prabhupada has given is based on this. So waking up early morning, taking shower, applying tilak, wearing washed clothes, paying obeisances, doing Mangala Aarti, clapping our hands in kirtan and dancing, and nursing Aarti, Tulsi Aarti, chanting the holy name of Krishna on Japa beads, and Shringar Aarti, Guru Puja, Bhagavatam class, Prasadam, 4 regulative principles, Ekadashi, Janmashtami. This all is part of that. So if we live life as per Prabhupada's direction, We are in the process of surrender. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, you can clap nicely also. It's not for me, it's Krishna. This definition is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yes, Dati.
Hare Krishna. If Krishna consciousness is the only way to get back to Godhead, then why are there so many religions in the world?
Well, because there are many types of audiences who don't accept Krishna consciousness or who are not ready to accept Krishna consciousness. So there are two types, bona fide religion and so-called religion. The so-called are because people have started and they have generated followers. And bona fide are there because not all audience accept Krishna consciousness immediately. Just like there is one language, English, but there are so many dictionaries. There is school dictionary, there is advanced learners dictionary. Right? Why so many dictionaries when there is one language? Because small children have small dictionary. Big students have bigger dictionary. Scholars have much higher dictionary. Same language, but different dictionary because there are different level of students. So same spiritual path, but different audiences, so there are different instructions. For example, in Islamic religion, they are told to take bath every Friday. If the messenger of God has to come down and say, please take bath every Friday, what audience must be that? Who are not taking bath? Right? So can Krishna come down or his representative come down and teach them doing arti? First they have to be taught, take bath. Arti we'll see later. And who has to come? The Lord has to send somebody to tell them to take bath. Right? How many times our parents have reminded us to take bath? Huh? No, nowadays. Every 5 minutes. But you take bath, right? On your own. Because the culture is there. But there the culture was absent. So the messenger has to come. Then also they have this teaching in Islam, not to have sex with your sister and mother. A messenger has to come and tell this. That means they were having. Right? So can we teach them regulative life of Grahastha only for Krishna conscious children when this also is difficult to follow? How many times boys in the house have been told this in our culture? How many times father calls and son says, remember, don't have relationship with your sister? Never. So that's inbuilt. Jesus Christ had to come and told, thou shalt not kill. How many times your mother told you, thou shalt not kill? Going to school, don't kill anybody. No, that's inbuilt. But that audience was killing. Thou shalt love your neighbor. Right? So they can't be teach offer food and eat. Right? So this is not to discriminate, but there's some audience who cannot accept Krishna consciousness. So they need a smaller dictionary. Learn baby words and then grow up and learn Krishna consciousness. Learn Varnashram Dharma. Respect all girls as Mataji. That's a higher thing to do. So they are all part of the process. There are some who have invented religions. They are not religions. They have just done it because religion is good business. If you have followers, they will feed you whole life. You don't have to do anything. Recession also, religion thrives because people pray more. Right? Okay? Dhriti? Hare Krishna. Yes, Kavish?
Hare Krishna. My question is in relation to the concept of kal or time. So a lot of people sometimes will say, my time is not good right now, and so on and so forth. And there's English sayings in English and Hindi, both languages around time, like mera time samay chali chal raha, for example. So is that time to be understood as, or the bad time to be understood as, the will of Krishna is not there for something for you to happen at that time? Is that simply a translation of Krishna's will for you to not get something at that time? Or there's more to it? And then further, second part of the question is, the astrological things that happen, this time or that time, nakshatra, planetary position, etc. Why is there such a complicated system that people can't understand or utilize to their benefit? Why is it so hard? And is that to assist in Krishna in implementing those rules?
Well, whatever karma we have done, at a particular time they give result. So when the result comes a distress, that duration people think, Hare Krishna. That duration people think my time is bad. Because I am doing everything, all the formulas of success, but success is not coming. Because time is one of the factors to give success. I am putting seed, sun is there, watering is there, but fruit is not. Because some fruits will come only at a particular season, not at other season. So, based on my previous karma, at a particular time I will get success, not before that. Before that I am doing everything, but it's not coming. So one of the elements of success is time. Like bus or train, if it is scheduled at 7 p.m. and I am sitting at 6:30 and I am doing everything I know, I'm not going to come at 6:30 or 6:40, right? So there is some schedule of we receiving results of our karma. So some people say time nahi aaya because it's not yet scheduled. Astrology is not at all complicated. Kali Yuga people are so dull that what earlier even beggars knew, now we don't know. Earlier Brahmanas who would beg house to house, they would share astrological advices free and Ayurvedic advices free. Right? And plus now it's complicated because we don't have those who have studied it properly and disseminated it properly. And generally people go to astrologers because of distress. So it's easy to manipulate them. So some people misuse it. So but for a practitioner of Krishna consciousness, we don't have to go to an astrologer. We don't have to take decision based on astrology. We just practice our Krishna consciousness. Whatever is in mode of goodness, we do that. So Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur was greatest astrologer of all over India, and he rejected it to practice and preach Krishna consciousness. So we don't have to go through all that. At most we can use astrology to find a compatible match between boy and girl before marriage, or some Shubha Murta for opening a temple or something like that. Not more than that. Okay? Yes, Radhika. Mike.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So I know that I've also heard as well that some of Srila Prabhupada's old disciples, the Matajis, they address each other as Prabhu, and they still do some, like a lot of them. So I wanted to know why that is.
Well, when beginning days of ISKCON, Prabhupada taught devotees to address each other as Prabhu. And Mataji also picked it up. And Prabhupada went along with it. And Prabhupada also addressed Mataji as Prabhu at that time. So, some devotees still carry on. And some devotees address Mataji as Mataji because that is Vedic culture. So that is also prevalent in ISKCON. So in initial days, they used to, everybody, Mataji, Prabhuji, used to address each other as Prabhu only. Prabhu means master. Doesn't need a gender. Right?
So it was okay for them to say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Yes, Kavish?
This is in relation to Tulsi Aarti. So I've noticed in some times Tulsi Aarti people, when at the end of it they go around Tulsi Mataji. But some people while they're going around they also turn like fully at 180 degrees. What's the meaning of that?
Well,
Right.
when we are doing parikrama of Tulsi Maharani, and generally altar is closed in temples when you do Tulsi Aarti. But in case the deities are open or Prabhupada is present, then it is our respect to the another personality present, worshipable personality in front. So we make a small circle respecting Prabhupada or the deities who are present.
You do that in front of the people.
Yeah, when you go, suppose there is a Tulsi Maharani here,
Yeah.
and you go around, you come in front of Jagannath, you make a small circle to acknowledge that one more worshipable personality is present, and then you continue. Some people do it anywhere, or do it when no other worshipable personality is present. So that niyamagraha. That's just copy, imitation without knowledge. I asked one or two devotees, why you do this? They said, oh, our seniors do, so I do. So like this many things people do. So good to ask.
So you do it once on the first round and then normal?
All round. No,
Every round.
all every round. Yeah.
So in our case, in our case, when we do the Tulsi Aarti in the morning and the curtain is not there, so should we keep this space open so that he can see the Tulsi? No, it's not required, nothing like that.
No, in our case, if you want to modify, then we should have a curtain. Because in front of Krishna, we don't worship anybody.
So ideally, we should always keep the curtain closed whenever we are doing at home also to Tulsi Puja.
At home is okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
At home, so many things are happening in front of deities.
I asked this because recently someone told that it is not at home. You can keep the curtain open and have the Tulsi Maharani. So I'm hearing two different versions of this.
So generally, if you see in the temple, after curtain is closed, then Tulsi Maharani is worshipped in all temples. Because in front of Krishna, we don't worship. Right? At home, as I said, it's good to follow the standard, but I would not insist it. Because home is having that kind of situation. But if you can do it, fine.
Thank you.
I guess.
Vriksha, so this is sort of a cat in the basket sort of a question. I don't know if you know this term that His Holiness Jai Advaita Swami Maharaj said. Because there are many things that is happening in ISKCON which were not really what Srila Prabhupada wanted, but through seeing others' example just became a norm. So one of the things that he mentioned was that when we do our chanting, after every round we chant the Panchatattva mantra. And he was saying that Prabhupada never introduced this. Another one was saying Jai Gurudev at the end of every kirtan. So there are so many other things like that he has mentioned. Now this is Jai Advaita Swami Maharaj saying, and he's saying that Srila Prabhupada did not. So what should be our stance now? whether to follow that or should we just go with the norm that is going on in ISKCON?
What is cat in the basket?
So the story is, Maharaj says that once there was a marriage.
Ah, that I know.
Yeah.
I thought there's a new phrase. Well, chanting Panchatattva Mahamantra before chanting Hare Krishna, Prabhupada has very clearly given that instruction in Chaitanya Chaitamrita. If you want, I can read the verse for you. So we continue that. Jai Gurudev Prabhupada didn't like.
No, this saying Panchatattva mantra in between every round. After
That's
finishing every
optional.
round.
That's optional.
So that's what he was mentioning.
That's optional. Devotees do that because it helps them. That's optional. And Jai Gurudev, yeah, Prabhupada didn't like. So we can avoid that. At the same time in ISKCON, because at that time only Prabhupada was Guru. So you don't need. Jai Prabhupada was sufficient. But devotees now in ISKCON we have so many gurus and you cannot tell names in temple like that. So they do Jai Gurudev too for their guru. So it would be, somebody wants to continue doing that, that's fine. So it's only a change has occurred because Prabhupada's physical presence is not there and there are other gurus. Yeah? You are worried of a very small thing. There are two bigger deviations happening. You should stop those.
The reason I'm worried is this small is like so many big
Right.
deviations.
Let's tackle the big ones. Yeah.
So I had another question about aartis. Is it like disrespectful to sit down during aarti, like in the temple when we do Narasimha prayers, or everyone sits down? But then I've heard in classes that you're not supposed to sit down during any aarti, even if it's Narasimha prayers. So what's the right?
So when aarti is being performed, like offering of incense or lamp or other articles, we should stand. Narasimha prayers, aarti is not being performed. If you are in Mayapur and aarti is being performed to Narasimha Dev, you should stand. But just singing, we can sit down. But if some performance of aarti is going on, then we should stop. Unless health issues, old body, backache, children. Okay? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thanks a lot for clarifying many questions. Just want to continue on that same question. Like when Arati is performing, we stand up. In many temples for Narasimha, we generally sit down. Is there any rule that, like as you told, like because of the children or because of the old age, they were sitting after offering the Prema Dwani and they try to sit down? But is there any practice? What is the best practice that for Narasimha prayers also you better stand, or like?
No, there is no performing aarti. It's only singing. Only singing you can sit. There's a performance, if there's a DT and some aarti is going on, then. I'm not saying old people should sit because after praying they cannot get up. There's no performance going on, performance of aarti going on. It is only singing. So that's fine.
Sure. Thanks so much.
If it is too much bothering you, stand, no problem. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hardesh.
Hardesh.
Yes.
Thank you Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is regarding anger. Is anger always bad? And how to control it?
Anger is danger. So anger comes because of unfulfilled desires, unfulfilled expectations. Somebody doesn't fulfill my expectation or doesn't obey me, doesn't follow me, or something which I want doesn't happen. So that's anartha, not good. Anger can be useful, like Hanuman was angry and burned Lanka. Arjun was angry and he killed Asura, the followers of Duryodhana. Or sometimes to correct the child or the disciple, guru or parent can show anger. At that time, anger should be in your control, which means when you want you can switch on, when you want you can switch off. But if anger is controlling you, then you may end up abusing or being violent or disrespecting elders or misbehavior, and that is not good. That doesn't help us, that doesn't help anyone. So anger should not be first preference. Anger should not be second preference. Anger should not be third. Only those cases you be angry, in which case you are okay, somebody has become angry with you. Right? If you do the same mistake and you are okay with your elder or whoever is on the other side becoming angry on you, then you be angry. You with me? So generally we do mistake, what do we want? Somebody give us a chance, understands us, tolerates us. So everybody wants that. So the way to curb anger is to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. We have to repair the roof before rain. Not when it is raining, oh, how can I prepare? When anger has come, now what to do? It's come, it's raining, what to do? Before rain you repair the roof, so before only you chant Hare Krishna every day, so this doesn't occur. You said some conversation going on and you're becoming angry, best is you fold your hands and say, look, I am becoming angry, this is not good to continue, let me leave this place. When I am calm, we will visit the matter again. Don't take decision on that point. Right? So when we are becoming angry and somebody did something or provoked something, it's not their mistake. They are doing their behavior. We have to be in control. If you go home and open the tap, what will come out? Mango juice. Why water? Why not mango juice?
It has only water.
Because the tank has. So when you open the tap, only that item can come out which is in the tank. So somebody provoking you means he is opening the tap. What will come out? What you have in stock. If you have Krishna Prem in stock, Krishna Prem will come out. If you have anger in stock, anger will come out. So let's change the stock. Let's change the stock. Let's keep mode of goodness in our consciousness. Then anybody provokes us, mode of goodness will come out. If you throw a stone at a mango tree, what will mango tree do? Give a mango. Will not throw a stone back. Why? Because it doesn't have stones in the stock, it has mangoes in the stock. So somebody kicks me or embraces me, I give them Krishna Prem because I have nothing else in the stock. Right? So why to keep other mal, other stock? Only keep Krishna Prem in your shop. So whoever comes and opens the tap, they will get mango juice. Krishna Prem. So let's clean ourselves. So it's not ABC around us who is making us angry. They are just opening the tap. Anger is ours, not theirs. Right? So let's have a better stock. And that happens by chanting Hare Krishna every day, early morning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Every day, attentive chant Hare Krishna. Let the holy name go from your mouth to your ears and ears to the heart, and all cleaning will happen. Lust, anger, greed, everything will be clean. And you'll have a better stock. Life will be different. You'll be nishpap, sinless. joyful, peaceful, always happy, and people who like to come and talk to you. Right? So it's in our control. Okay?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So if you are the person who is to open that tap, how to deal with that anger? What's the best way to deal with that?
If I am the person.
No, like anyone. So saying the person has anger, but if the person who opens the tap is encountering that anger, what's the best way for the other person to deal with that anger?
Don't open the tap.
But by chance, if you do.
Be careful and tolerate. Empty the tank. Help the person. If a person is diseased, what to do? Help the person. Be patient with the patient. Right? So we should help others. If we have a good tank, we should help others to empty their tank. Right?
Sorry, but in that case, will the other person feel more powerful and will that encourage that he's doing the right thing?
Let it happen. Finally, who will win? Will anger win? No. Finally, humility will win. Finally, tolerance will win. It takes lots of strength to be angry. It takes higher strength to not to be angry. It's a higher strength to have provocation and still not be angry. Right? So let's display higher strength. Anger anybody can display. What great training is required? Which degree they have to get from the university? Right? Which course they have to enroll? Anybody can display anger. What is the big deal in that? Right? It doesn't require much qualification. Right? To tolerate requires qualification. So let's do something higher. So when somebody is angry, we help them to pacify. And later on, when they are in a mood of education, we help them to deal with the same situation in a different way, to clean the tank. Right? So somebody is angry means he is diseased, patient. And we have to help a patient, help to correct themselves. Okay? If I open somebody's tap, he is angry, and that opens my tap and I am angry. That's Russia-Ukraine war. Where will it end? That's not a solution. Right? There has to be restraint. The difference between animals and humans is sense control. I am angry, but still I don't raise my volume. I am angry, but still I don't slap. I am angry, but still I don't badly behave and abuse. That requires sense control. If you keep food in front of a cow or a dog or a goat or a lion and say eat after 5 minutes, can they control? No. But you can do that with a human. Keep the plate, say eat after 5 minutes. Let Mahaprasada happen. They can control. Animal cannot control. Humans can control. So even if we are angry, we can control it. So we should have self-restraint, not give to passion and ignorance. And this all can happen only by nice chanting. So chanting and hearing Bhagavatam, very essential. Knowledge, a higher knowledge is required to subdue anger. Okay? Next question.
So, Guruji, we have almost run out of time.
Okay, don't worry, I am not angry. Thank you for not opening my tap. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
So thank you all very much for your wonderful questions.